here. You are a broadcast channel, so you're helping to promote positive African stories. So I suppose Mohbad is a story, is an African story you're promoting because it's still active on your website, and you intend to create this as an outlet where you broadcast to places like CNN for America, BBC UK, and all of that. This I'm going based on your website. Now, if we go to the second, let's just tap it here, as you guys can see, the foundation. If you click on the foundation, so on your foundation tab, you have, what do you say here? You said ATFG, created to support justice and expose injustice in Africa. This foundation is a membership organization that is open to all individuals, and people can join. And you have under your foundation Mohbad as a current project. Even when you were served with a notice of termination and you were legally advised to desist from using Mohbad's name. I am sure the legal team is listening to this because I'm sure they have a copyright on Mohbad's name, and of course they have a right to sue you as regards this, okay? Because it is wrong. That is fraudulent. You have it as a current project. Now, I'm going to go to my next point, which is your donate button, which is actually...
No, don't go. Lady Ann, don't go to yet. Wait. That is the main expose. Go back to the current project. There is another... Yeah, just go on. No. Go up, swipe it up. No. I mean, yeah, go up. There is a thing here now. Yeah, this one.
Okay, right.
This is the current one. Is generating money for this. Is bringing people out for this one. August.
Okay,
September.
thank you. Let me just read it now. So there's something you have on your website called the Audio Mark now on Audio Mark.
It's on music. Yeah, the music is Audio Mark. People are dancing and listening to it. It's also making money from Audio Mark, putting that information there.
Good. So you're still carrying legally, you are still carrying on with projects for Mohbad, even after 9 months. So you have November, December, January, February, March. By your count, April, May, June, July. This is what? We're in August. You still have projects that are ongoing on your website. Yeah, on your website for Mohbad. After even when you were punished with a deceased letter of termination, and inclusive in that letter is a deceased notice to say deceased from using his son's name. So now, Mr. Larry Omodia, before we'll not talk about the donate button yet. Let's leave that later. If you understand what an MOU signifies, and I'm going to take you to the definition of an MOU. Let me open it and read it here. Bear with me. Okay, give me a second. What is a memorandum of understanding? A memorandum of understanding is a document that describes the broad outlines of an agreement that two or more parties have reached. MOU communicates the mutually accepted expectations of all parties involved in the negotiation, right? Now, if I also go and Google or just check, because let's just work at it with the layman's understanding. Now, is an MOU legally binding? Obviously, the UK is saying that, it's not legally binding, it's not a legal binding contract, but the termination guidelines of an MOU, ideally, standard practice is 1 month. And that's the same that applies for most contracts, except if you have maybe a very higher or top executive positions. And so you have maybe 3 months notice because of the role that individual is occupying the company. And so you need 3 months notice. But ideally, standard practice is a month, 30 days notice. Why do you still have this young man?
Lady Ann, it's also the dissolvement of this legal letter of intent, because it could also be referred to as legal letter of intent, also determine the basis in which it was set up for. It also, so the dissolvement of this letter of intent can also be determined by the intent of which it was set up for. So in this intent, it has intentionally stated that you are going to be ripping up somebody. So at that point, the man has the right to come out of this MOU, which is still a letter of intent. Thank you. Go ahead.
Right. So, and of course, just to buttress what Bayo says, as far as there are times where an MOU can become and it is not legally binding. Obviously, on terms like that, I can actually, Bayo, maybe you have to take your time and open and explain to people properly why an MOU might not be, why it can be terminated, why it's not legally binding and all of that. But the question that beguiles our interest is, why are you so bent on having Mohbad as your current project, not just one? You have his picture here. You also have another project, very current, and you're doing a Sings for Mohbad challenge. Now, you might come from the point of saying, oh, yes, you have your public vested interest. But the public vested interest would be that the public can speak up and want for justice, but not that they are extorting a man that you got into an MOU that terminated his MOU at his expense. You're extorting his dead son's legacy at his expense. That is not public interest, Mr. Larry Omodia. That is not. That is you being fraudulent. And I'm sure the legal department knows what they know what to do and take actions as deemed appropriate. That is wrong by all standards. So you cannot come up to say, oh, there's a legal, I'm sorry, I'm a public, I have a right to want to voice for justice. Yes, you have a right to, but you don't have a right to use the late son as a current project that is ongoing, and you have financially, sorry if I speak rubbish, you have monetary gains coming out of it.
Financial gains, yeah.
You don't do that. That is fraudulent.
Intentional fraudulent. Fraudulent under false pretense.
And most importantly, this Mr. Larry was warned to desist from using Mohbad's name, image, or song on anything whatsoever.
More importantly, there's not so much, there's not so much here that is being discussed on other projects as much as Mohbad.
As Mohbad, yeah, Mohbad is the main project.
Mohbad is the main project you seem to be working on.
Yeah, so let me say this. I'm trying to get in touch with the Bamishe's family because injustice to one is injustice to all. If Bamishe family are looking for justice and this man is having their family's picture on the platform and he has not one time addressed it or show any charity effect or any update on whatever is going on, then they should have to seek a redress based on this alone. So I'm trying to see if I can talk to any member of the family to see if he was if he contacted them for authorization, if he was giving consent, because he's probably making money in one way or the other from this project he claimed he has on his website. Go on, Barrister.
Okay, so as we're saying, so to be honest, you have to explain. Actually, you don't have any explanations as to why you would be doing this. You don't. If you have a termination letter that serves as an evidence that whatever understanding both parties were supposed to have, which was more like you had a zero contract, a slave man zero contract for Baba Mohbad, that was terminated. You have no legal right to be doing this. Now, Bayo, I don't know if I can go ahead and begin to talk about the donate button on his website.
Let's everybody. I mean, for the little that everybody have shared, with what you have shared, does anybody have anything to say? Because we want to bring some people up again. Somebody said they want to update us on the Bamishe case.